And now, please join me in a round of applause as the Longmeadow High School faculty proceeds in.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the marshals please seat the class? Once again, it's a delight to welcome you here, what is turning out to be a decent afternoon after all, to this very special day for a very special class. Class of '96 has done a splendid job in taking advantage of the opportunities that have been presented to them at Longmeadow High School. As a result of that, 96% of them will be going on to further education. That is the highest since I've been here. I acknowledge their success and congratulate them, their teachers, and their families, because we know it is a cooperative effort that has made this success possible. In addition to the academic success, we will remember this class as a group of fine, friendly young people who have given much to our school beyond the classroom in terms of activities, in terms of sports programs. Another thing that was unique about this class is that 5 years ago, there was a discussion in the town of Longmeadow as to whether or not we would take part in a program called the Choice Program. A decision was made to do that, and this class is the first one that has students graduating who have come to us. And I wanted to take this opportunity to commend the Choice students and their parents who spent many hours going back and forth to the school, and to the Longmeadow parents and students who joined in welcoming these Choice students and making them feel very welcome. When we did some surveying among students, one of the things that we found interesting was most students really had no idea who was Choice student and who wasn't. They have become a part of our school, they have contributed to our school, and have received as well. I would say more about the class, but I think President Martinelli is going to be saying a few things in his welcoming words. As I began to consider some words to share with the class of '96, I thought of turning to some great works of literature, and the literature is filled with passages where people share advice about life, and I looked at Hamlet, Polonius' speech to Laertes, which starts off very nicely about watching your acts and watching your thoughts. Unfortunately, it gets to a passage where he talks about neither a lender nor borrower be, and I thought all of these parents who are sending these kids off to college probably don't want to hear that and feel bad, so we'll forget that one. So I decided to skip all of the works of great literature and turn to something that might be more familiar to the class of '96, and that is the work that they use for their senior class play, Bye Bye Birdie. And while it may not qualify as a masterpiece of literature, I think it does show to us that it is possible to get messages about life and lessons about life from a variety of sources. If you don't know it, I'll just tell you quickly about it. It was a musical set in the late 50s, early 60s about a rock star whose publicity far exceeded his talents. And the play revolved around the manager, who was a bit of a rascal, always trying to find things in a creative way to make bad things happen and become right. He didn't do much else. He had a wonderful secretary who was always behind the scenes, in love with him, but he was always kind of skulking around trying to get out of that commitment. And she was quietly carrying on the responsibilities of the business. Then we had the manager's mother, who was a smothering type, played so deliciously by Ye, and her performance was wonderful. We also had some fans and fan clubs, which probably haven't changed much since they started back in the days when Sinatra was singing. People who were quite easily impressed and were, falling to the floor in swoons and so forth. Finally, there was a very traditional family caught up in this big blitz. And, I was going to say something to the seniors about college, but that's really such a short period of time. In 4 years, you'll fast forward through that, and you'll be faced with life and some of the major decisions that probably not too many of you have had yet to face. And as I thought about it, there really are two areas that you have to consider as you go into life. One is related to the world of work, and the other is related to something that most of us do, which is to establish a very close personal relationship with somebody else. And in many cases, you raise a family. And in these two areas, and as I reviewed the musical, I saw a variety of things that spoke to me about lessons in those areas. The future, as we're almost sick of hearing, is so uncertain that we can't possibly know what it's going to be like. So what do we do? How do we prepare? Well, one of the things that we certainly know is that you're going to have to change careers, and you have to be flexible. And we saw a wonderful example of that on the role that Mike played. The manager who, when something went wrong, he very creatively jumped off and created something else in his place and managed to do that pretty successfully. So you might say, well, gee, he's a great example for us to follow when we get out and have to start our careers. But I ask you to remember something else about the role that Mike played, and that was that he very seldom got anything accomplished. He was so busy jumping from point to point that there wasn't any follow-through. So I guess what I would say to you from the play, from Mike's role, is that there must be balance, stability, and some follow-through to go along with the flexibility. When I thought of Mike, I certainly contrasted Mike with Rachel and the role played by Rachel. She spent years in a one-sided relationship and was the unsung heroine in the successes enjoyed by Mike. And although a happy ending eventually appeared in the play, I wondered, was it worth waiting for? I don't know. Should she have cut Mike free earlier? Something to think about as you're establishing relationships. One of the things that we talk about today's society as a problem, and I would like to believe it will go away, is the need for instant gratification and reward. They say that's what's wrong increasingly with our society, that we have to have something right away. We can't have any long-term planning. We can't have any long-term commitments. When I think of Rachel, I think what a wonderful example she was in a positive sense. Michelle. Now I must show the flexibility that Mike, the manager, showed. Thank you. Sorry about that. Whoever she was, I congratulate her on the stability and the follow-through that she showed. It made a big impression on me, as you can see. Quickly moving on to the next character. I'll get to Yetunde Afolabi. Yetunde, if you didn't see the play, as one of our teachers said, with about 2 or 3 lessons, Yetunde could have stepped right into a sitcom on television. She was absolutely splendid. But the role she played left a little bit to be desired. Yetunde was the ever-present mother on the scene with her adult son who would never let go. She was always turning up at the wrong time and telling her son the way he was going to behave. It's a wonderful example of something good gone bad, a parent's love gone bad, parent who could never let go. If you become a parent, love your children, but don't smother your children. Also, thinking of the subject of families, I was thinking of the other family, the stereotypical all-American family, where the father was the ruler of the house, at least he thought he was, and then the mother and the daughter proceeded to maneuver him very nicely to a position that they wanted all along. And I was thinking about that. Wasn't it a shame that we had to have that kind of an example? Would that show today? Would we really want to be in a relationship where we had to manipulate and get people to do what we wanted them to? Wouldn't it be nicer if we had a much more equal relationship? What about Conrad? Finally, here's this hero of the show. This Conrad, played by Steve. I do have that one right. Yeah, okay, Steve. Conrad was surrounded by these love-lorn legions of teenagers, and he really was rather a rascal, not the nice guy he was portrayed to be at all. And I was thinking, are there going to be in your lives people like that, people who have this tremendous public adulation, but really can't stand too close scrutiny? I'm afraid that if the future is anything like the present and the past, the answer is there are going to be people like that. So take a close look at them to see if indeed they are what the people say about them. I hope that every one of the members of the class of '96 enjoys a fulfilling life with much happiness both in careers and in your personal lives. Part of making that fulfillment a reality, however, will be taking time to consider the kinds of issues that face us daily and were addressed in your play. Finding fulfillment will also involve some careful decision-making, using those wonderful skills that you have developed while at LHS. I hope you that will remember us as fondly as we will remember you. And remember that you will always be welcome in the halls of Long Meadow High School. And now as you set off to meet your new challenges, I would offer to you and for you the old Irish blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. Godspeed the class of 1996. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Nicholas Martinelli, President of the class of 1996.
Good afternoon, Mayor Albano, Dr. McGarry, Dr. Murphy, faculty, fellow classmates, family, and friends. I'd like to begin by thanking all the people who helped our class make it so successfully to this day. All the teachers who put up with us, our class advisors, Mr. Slate and Ms. Burns, who gave so much of their time for early morning and night meetings. The other officers of the past and present who helped organize everything through our 4 years here. And finally, our parents and families who helped us get through every day. It is these people that were there for us and helped make us the very special class that we are and will be remembered as. In the fall of 1992, we began our time here at Long Meadow High School. Joining the students from Glenbrook and Williams middle schools were the school choice students from Kiley and other schools. Our goal was to unite all 3 groups and I feel we have done that extremely well. We have all gotten to know each other in different ways. While those of you in my history class know me as an optimist, those of you in my math class know me as, well, an idiot. Coming into the school in the fall of 1992, we were young freshmen anticipating 4 fun years. Then the bell rang and class started. We did not know what to expect, but we did well. Now we are leaving LHS as young adults, and again, we do not know what to expect, but I am sure we will do well. With so many talented students from the classroom to the stage to the athletic fields, our class has competed in a schools match which, in drama and all state music competitions, and in Western Massachusetts in state finals games. Beginning with our first fundraiser, the candy sale, and continuing on with donations to worthy causes, through all the dances to the variety show, senior class play, and ending with our senior week activities, we have done it all while we are here. And now it is time to move on. The future awaits each and every one of you, and the future looks bright. I sincerely believe that our time here at Longmeadow High School has prepared us to go after anything we want. Long after we forget the facts and figures we learned here, we will still have our friendships, and these bonds are what made our experience here so special. Through teams, clubs, and classroom activities, we learn that anything can be achieved with a positive attitude, and I feel this will hold true for the rest of our lives. In closing, I challenge each and every one of you to go out and make a contribution. Set your goals high and go after them with tenacity. I will miss all of you. Good luck, class of 1996. Thank you. Thank you. I would now like to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Thomas McGarry.
Honored guests, please allow me to speak directly to our graduates. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't believe it. He's reading us poetry. It's 85 degrees, we're graduating from high school, and he's reading us poetry, T.S. Eliot no less. Well, yes, I am reading you poetry, but as the man who gave you 6 snow days, I'm entitled. Besides, this poem is awesome, and it's about you, and it's prophetic. So let me explain, but I promise to take no more than 3 minutes, and for those of you who are timing me, start now. You see, you've spent your years here in Longmeadow exploring and discovering, and in the process, you've experienced some very fundamental truths not learned in textbooks. The truth of effort, the truth of fidelity, the truth of learning, the truth of friendship, the truth of who you are. But elsewhere, Eliot says, we had the experience, but we missed the meaning. You see, our experiences go by so fast, life is so rushed, that sometimes we don't even recognize what the events of our lives meant. Sometimes we don't even see what we had until it's gone. All of us feel that way, especially we, your parents, who are sitting here right now thinking, where did the time go? If only we'd taken more time, if only we had relished your growing up more. But you see, nothing is really completed. Even though your lives will be filled with exploration, and even though you'll experience and learn many new things, still, in the midst of your exploring and your learning, you will return over and over again to these truths. The truth of effort, the truth of fidelity, the truth of learning, the truth of friendship, the truth of who you are. In each experience, you will understand these truths more deeply. You will feel them more completely. You will find in them greater and greater meaning. They will be your still points in a turning world. So in a way, as you graduate, you've done it all already. You've seen it all already. The rest is just elaboration. The rest is just understanding what you've learned, returning again and again to the eternal truths, returning here, in fact, to where you started, and knowing the place for the first time. So let's end, as we began, with Eliot, and please listen to him as a prophet. He is telling you about your life. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time, and all shall be well, and all manner of thing shall be well. Goodbye, my friends, and Godspeed.
We are now going to present our class gift, Matthew McGarry.
Afternoon, everyone. Lovely weather we're having today, eh? As you have heard this morning, and as I'm sure many of you already knew, there's truly something for everyone here at Longmeadow High School. There are numerous activities and organizations to help students grow both as scholars and as people. However, during my 4 years here, I have noticed a glaring absence of one thing: beach volleyball. Those who would play volleyball must wait for the cold winter months to play in intramural leagues on the hard gym floor, always running the risk of being kicked out by eager-to-practice basketball players. Well, the class of '96 has decided to rectify this situation by donating a substantial amount of money to the athletic department for the purpose of purchasing and constructing a beach volleyball court on the site where the bonfires were formerly held. This is the ideal gift because it is practical, permanent, enjoyable for all those who use it, and it is accessible to both the young and the old, as well as students and non-students. Most importantly, it will be open to the class of '96. When you return to the high school and look around, you will know that the volleyball court truly belongs to you, for it is your gift. Even though I stand up here and give my little speech, it is you who have made this gift possible. It is your class dues, fundraising efforts, and participation in class activities, especially our outstanding senior week, as well as this gift we present today. I hope you enjoy it, and judging by how many of you were playing volleyball at High Meadows the other day, I think you will. Congratulations, and thank you. I'll see you soon at our volleyball court.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Mayor Michael Albano.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President. I hope you're not planning on moving to Springfield in the near future to run for mayor. Aren't they great? How about a round of applause for all of them? To my fellow colleagues in graduation from Longmeadow High School, congratulations once again, and thank you for the invitation to be the guest speaker at your graduation ceremony. You cannot imagine how much it means to me to return to my high school and offer a perspective on America 28 years later, after my own graduation as mayor of the city of Springfield. 1968, that was the year, and what a year it was. America was divided over a military course of action in a small country named Vietnam. Hundreds of thousands of American men and women were fighting a war that much of the country did not understand. Not understanding what vital interests of the United States were being protected in a war being fought 12,000 miles away from our shores. America was losing its most valued asset, our youth, in an attempt to stop the communist movement. 25 years later, communism would die of natural causes at the hands of democracy and individual freedom. 1968, a year when two of America's political heroes, Martin Luther King and Robert F. Kennedy, were gunned down as they fought for social and economic justice to make America a better America. I can remember to this minute my father receiving an early morning phone call informing him that Bobby Kennedy had been shot and most likely was not going to survive. At the time, I was preparing for my English final examination here and asked myself, if this is what America is going to be all about, why should I bother to get involved in the political process? After some days of reflection, however, the assassinations of Dr. King and Senator Kennedy became the reasons why I chose public service and political involvement, to carry on their mission in some small way to make my community a better place to live and work. Now, in 1996, I believe this country has made dramatic strides in social justice and economic reform. More people of color have realized the American dream. More women have entered the workforce than ever before. And opportunity is not being denied, as it was in the past, simply based on race and gender. But we, you, the graduating class of 1996, and I, as mayor, have more work to do to guarantee that individual rights and opportunities are never denied again like they were in 1968. I know that you are prepared to meet and accept that challenge. So, in 1996, we now move forward with the challenges and issues of 1968 behind us. Equal educational and economic opportunity preserved, the threat of communism, of sending our youth overseas to fight a political and philosophical war forever gone. You enter a world in a much better social and economic climate than the graduating class of 1968. As you leave this school this afternoon, you will be entering a new world of opportunity and a new world of challenges. For we now live in a new and ever-changing global economy. Our economic competition is no longer from our neighboring communities or our neighboring states in New England. Our economic competition is from Japan, Germany, and China, and the challenge before you will be your ability to adapt to the competition of this global economy. For the source of comparative advantage in the future will be human capital. In this global economy, America cannot compete, much less win, on the basis of wage. It can compete, however, on the basis of skill and knowledge. It will be your skills that will be the difference. When you consider the fact that the emerging growth industries in the 21st century, biotechnology, telecommunications, fiber optics, computers, robotics, can be located anywhere on the face of this earth, it is where the brain power is located that will capture these growth industries, clearly highlighting the importance of education and the skills of our workforce. Therefore, if I have one message for you this afternoon, it is value your education and never lose your desire to learn and improve your skills. The burning desire to continually learn and expand your intellectual capacity will be the deciding factor on how successful you will be and the type of contribution you can make to our society and to our future. We are not educating solely because it will improve the material well-being of our society or because it will lead to technical progress, although it'll certainly do all of that. We are educating for the future of our world so that young men and women like yourself will be fully prepared for your role as citizens in society to enhance the quality of your community and to report back to the graduating class of the year 2024 at Longmeadow High School that life is better because of your efforts. This is a bountiful country and a challenging world. The bounty and the challenge depends upon young men and women educated to do the jobs that must be done. For in the final analysis, you did not make the world you live in, but now you have a chance to change it and leave it better than you found it. The challenge is all yours. I wish all the graduates the very best prosperity. Congratulations and good luck. The best of your lives is yet to come. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the class of '96, I would like to thank Ms. Burns and Mr. Slate for their hard work and dedication to our class. Their constant support has contributed greatly to the success of our class. Please welcome Ms. Burns and Mr. Slate.
It is now the time for the awarding of diplomas. As principal of Longmeadow High School, I acknowledge that the members of the class of 1996 who are gathered here today have completed their requirements for graduation. In recognition of this fact, I ask them to move their tassels at this time. At this time, would the marshals take their places and stand the first row to begin the awarding of diplomas.
Actually, you can see better here. This is bad. Pull a little back here a little way. So, just gonna,
Yeah, tell me when to go.
now they're gonna move out when they get on the line.
You can hit my arm.
You wanna go like that? Yep. Hold on. And go.
Nicholas Philip Martinelli. Sherry Allen Spitz. Andrea Julie Bullock. Kimberly Ellen Weeks.
Keep going.
Matthew Thomas McGarry.
Michael Anthony Triano. Anthony Louis Siraj. Justin Ross Salon. Mir Gerstein. Nicholas Tinfong Shi. Jolene Ann Sanderson. Tatina Marie Morale Newman. Janice Lynn Justina. Jennifer Lee Miller. Makiko Fukazawa. Rachel Ann Dress. Chanel Dubofsky. Amy Elizabeth Lowry. Karen Isan Tang. Andrea Marie Morale Newman. Teresa Eleanor Moran. Allison Robin Brittman. Gregory Mentor Angelides.
Ryan Edward Bausch. Yakov Saziz. Keith David Sherman.
Jonathan Kyle Willoughby. Eric Joseph Van Tassel. Andrew Dubes Mish. Andrew Charles Manty. Edward Peter Cerrone III. Melissa Ann By. Shannon Leah Rafferty. Michelle Kaur. Jennifer Angela Cox. Deborah Chang. Deborah Ellen Cantor. Jennifer Ann Carroll. Melissa Beth Corbett. Tamika Michelle Eastling. Candace Rose Levy. Sibylla Carolina Zach. Kristen Allison Brewer. Timothy Clancy Allen. Michael Lee DeRozier. Brendan Patrick Miller. Stephen Joseph Sokolov. Peter Edward Walsh.
Christopher James Moran. Justin Thomas Looney. Jeffrey Brian Kirstein. Adam Robert Gorfin. Seth David Zimring. Rebecca Diane Underwood. Dawn Marie Newton. Katerina Ann Macris. Kamari Monique Grant. Kristen Amy Duke. Melissa Jane DeLima. Elizabeth Adams Derby. Jana Ann Gagney. Jenna Bartlett Griggs. Sarah Beth Mushak. Joanna Frances Sorrell. Elizabeth Ann Wallet. John Cody James Wood. Sean James Cullinan. Christopher Coleman Kirkwood. Mark Whitman Lighthammer. David Rognaby Mish.
John Kincaid Harrelson. Daniel Henry Ginsberg. Jason Lee Chertoff. Keith Benjamin Ziv. Heather Ann Orenstein. Jennifer Kate Lambert. Marion Ida Aluz. Jody Beth Brosnick. Kristen Elizabeth Arnold. Pamela Christine Wissig. Sing Sing Wu. Robin Barry Colton. Cynthia April Herbert. Yeah. Lois Jeanette Kuhn. Amy Beth Maxman. Carrie Lee Porter. Thomas Andrew Rinaldi. Mark Anthony Vazzola. Christopher James Belmont. Nicholas Peter Fournier. Michael Scott Goldberg.
Jeffrey Allen Smith. Daniel Robert Schwerin. Courtney Joseph Prestia. Brian David Olney. Sean Edward Holgreen. Laura Elizabeth Glazer. Emanuela De Guglielmo. Sarah Elizabeth Blancett. Darcy Sarah Weiner. Alyssa Aaron Temple. Allison Lee Riccio. Allison Jill Stetchenberg. Lauren K. Turtelot. Sarah Elizabeth Allen. Robin Beth Braverman. Summer Joy Jaguar. Anna Grumman. Michael Allen Hero. Michael Coyle Lebrod. Michael Christopher Pacella. Todd Michael Rosenberg. Brian Mitchell Slate.
Carl Nelson Lighthammer. Jeffrey David Goldman. Samuel Harris Cohen. J. David Warwick. Rebecca Leah Abramson. Kimberly Jane Schneider. April Jean McCarthy. Julie Christine Lee. Jennifer Marie Kloster. Catherine Ann Julian. Eleanor Ida Klein. Jennifer Ann Kubala. Eliza Esther Matthews. Tara Ann Santinello. Jennifer Melissa Whalen. Ilana Adele Cohen. Clark Keeney Sutton. Michael Scott Wilson. Matthew Greg Diaz Markowitz. Christopher Anthony Gaudreau. Ariso Herrera.
Jason Michael Carl. Brandon Michael Burke. Benjamin Woodruff Baxter. Brendan Robert Walsh. Lior Sapozhnikov. Mario Antonio Manna. Jennifer Jamie Shore. Leslie Catherine Shoemaker. Eileen Claire McDonald. Anna Magdalena Grachowska. Megan Beth DePasquale. Lindsay Levin DeSantis. Kathleen Elizabeth DeRocher. Sarah Jean Jeffrion. Lynette Marie Grip. Molly Miranda Schaffer. Jeannie Marie Strogoff. Yu Ling Sung. Edward Libfeld. Jason Raymond Roberts. Adrian Dwyer Stratton. Daniel Young. John Matthew Buchanan. Peter Michael Calandra.
Peter Lawrence Goldsmith. Tomas Alexander Sean. John Marcellus Betzold. Charles Anthony Toy III. Brian Mitchell LaFountain.
Bendel.
Jeremy Heim Gershon. Courtney Petit Snellum. Angela Marie Napoli. Jennifer Suzanne Kiley. Olivia Tuff Jenny. Catherine Marie Zolman. Wendy Susanna Wynn. Michaela Ann Toohey.
Mr. Dunn.
Melissa Denise Williams. Helen Mary Yarwood. Lisa Yvonne Canton. Katie Margaret Kelleher. Carolyn Elizabeth Knight.
Yes.
Sarah Richardson Shine.
Yes.
Michael Patrick Dunn. Dwayne Anthony Gow. Michael Garrett Orr. Jeffrey Michael Berry. Robert Adam Brown. Andrew Gard Ferris.
Benjamin Strabo. Gregory Francois Peter. Kevin Raleigh Hennessy. Jared Matthew Bruslin. William Hardy Steger. Brian Patrick Keene. Catherine Landon Weiss. Rebecca Marie Stevens. Deborah Lee Nissen. Laura Ann Magnani. Ellen Joyce Fitzpatrick. Kelsey Ann Dreyer. Yatunde Ellen Afalabi. Melissa Marie Ferrand. Caroline Elizabeth Hargreaves. Eleanor Claire Matroni. Leslie Beth Rubin. Karen Margaret Varley. Marissa Jane Cecilia. Varian Anthony Hebert. Patrick Daniel Murphy. Paul Douglas Barron. Colin Ogilvie Cathrew. Jason Glenn Otani. Zachary Michael Ryan.
There you go, babe. Home stretch.
David Christian Dobosh. Joshua Lorenzo Warren. Jonathan Brett Metz.
Katie.
Colin Drotter Blair. Benjamin David Friedenson.
See you, Ken. See ya.
Christopher Joseph Ward. Jenna Elizabeth Schillick. Susan Erin Scully. Ashley Kathleen Morris. Kathleen Carey Phelps. Carrie Deneen McMahon. Krista Jean Gladwin. Tamara Ann Crenshaw.
You did good, girl.
What's that? Dagmar Nicole Fisher. Amanda Brookhart Lounsbury. Catherine Elizabeth Peony. Deborah Ann Levinson. Samantha Alyssa Ryle.
Rice.
Andrea Nicole Themistis.
Rice.
William Reynolds Ware III. Sean Maurice Thomas. Gary Raymond Birdie. Joseph Egan Campion. Philip Lyman Rice.
Thank you, graduates. We're going to ask you all to be seated, and then the marshals will have you stand. So would the class members please be seated? Marshals, take your place. Would you please have the class stand? I would ask all of our guests to please stand. Although the court has made it clear that we are not to have prayer at our ceremonies, I would invite you to take a moment to reflect on some very special moments that you share about your graduate, or to say a small prayer of your own. We have just a moment. Thank you. Maestro? We will now have the recessional. We do have refreshments in the cafeteria for those who would like to join us.